Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope that you guys are able to resist the gang stalking, getting stronger day by day. And it's good to see you back. And today I have a little topic to talk about with you guys, and it's to do with the importance of situational awareness when it comes to gang stalking or as a targeted individual. It is very important to have situational awareness because as somebody like you, somebody like me, who is dealing with gang stalking, you're gonna be coming up against a lot of people who are against you, a lot of people that want to harm you, a lot of people that want to see you injured, shamed, humiliated, taken advantage of, and so on and so forth. And because of this, you have to be very much not only aware of the situation that you're in, the specific predicament that you're in, which is called gang stalking, to understand that you're under attack on a daily basis, 24/7, but also to have the situational awareness to be able to deal with the challenges that come with uh, gang stalking on a daily basis. So, what I'm basically talking about is I'm going to try to elucidate this situation to you guys by giving you a couple of examples. So basically today, basically here in Germany, today is a holiday. I realized that, since it's a holiday, a lot of stores are closed. Supermarket was not open. I tried to get some food, but supermarket was closed. Everything was closed. So I decided to go to one of these doner kebab stores that are here in the city and get me some food. And what happened is basically I ordered basically 13 euros worth of food. And what happened is that the guy that sells the food, he actually tried to overcharge me. He was like, you have to give me 14 euros. And immediately that clicked in my head. I was like, nah. I immediately shot back at him. I was like, I ordered 13 euros worth of food. Why are you asking me for 14? And then it was actually kind of a kind of a funny moment because I'm looking at him. I'm like, nah, I ordered 13 euros worth of food. Why are you asking me for 14? And he goes like, oh yeah, really? And then he goes and he starts acting. How the gang stalkers usually tend to act like innocent, like they don't know what they have done. So he goes and he starts looking behind him at the menu, like at the official menu up there. And he was like looking at the prices and he's like, oh yeah, actually it's 6.50 for each one of the items I've ordered 2 items, each worth 6.50. And he's like, oh, it is 6.50. Okay, it is 13, sorry. And he goes like 13. And I'm like, okay, yeah. And then basically I give him 13 and all that stuff. And it was kind of a funny moment because he literally just tried to basically shortchange me or overcharge me for the items that it was selling. Guys, you need to understand something is that these gang stalkers, the way they see you doesn't really reflect who you really are. They think that you're much more stupid or dumb than you really are. They tend to underestimate you, and so they think that these sorts of behavior is going to fly. And obviously, if I was, you know, sleepwalking through life, I would have fallen for it. But of course, I'm not. I'm always very careful about what's going on in any situation. So when I'm ordering food, I know exactly how much money I'm supposed to give, and I know exactly how much money I'm supposed to receive. So yeah, so I immediately corrected him. I was like, okay, you're gonna get, it's 13, it's not 14. And basically that happened. And then when I tried to pay him, I gave him a 50 euro note. He was not happy with that. He wanted me to give me change. And then I was looking through my change. I had some pocket change. And he was like, put all your change, put all your change here, like on the desk. And I was like, nah. I told him, because I actually want to keep that change because I need it for buses. I need it to take coffees and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, no, I'm not going to give it to you. And I only have like 7 here. So I refused to acquiesce. I refused to concur with what he was saying. And I didn't put the money on the desk as he demanded. Guys, you have to understand something. A lot of the dealings that you have with people on a daily basis, a lot of it is like a power struggle. It's a power struggle. It's got to be careful about this power struggle, you know. Make sure that in any situation there is a balance in the power struggle. You know, you don't want to be in a position where somebody has power over you, like they're able to demand that you do something that is ridiculous, which you wouldn't want to do. Because when you acquiesce or give in to these orders, basically you're giving the power and the leverage to that person. So if I had actually acquiesced with what he said and put my change as he demanded on the fucking table, that would have shown him basically that he is superior to me and that he can like boss me around or something like that. But yeah, so you have to be, it's important is in gangstalking to understand that you are being attacked from all fronts, you're being attacked from all sides, and be careful, watch out for that. And when that happens, you have to deal with it. You have to deal with it immediately. Immediately you have to deal with it. And you should not concede to any power struggle. Do not let somebody bulldoze you, or you know, even with these little things, you'd be surprised because a lot of these narcissistic types, a lot of these gangstalker types, they use this as a test. They're like testing the what, because you understand, narcissists are absolute cowards. They don't attack somebody unless they test them for weaknesses. It's kind of like if we could say that if there's like a cold lake and somebody just goes and jumps into the lake, we could call that person brave. But a narcissist is not brave, because what they would do is not just jump into the water and say, hey, you know what, I know it's cold, but I'm just going to deal with it. Nah, a narcissist would test the water, see how cold it is, and then based on that, they would jump or not jump. So that's exactly how it works. So be very careful of these power struggles and make sure that you are not getting the raw end of the stick, so to speak. This actually happened to me another time. I went to the supermarket and there was this girl who was at the checkout, and she was supposed to give me back, I think 14 euros or something like that. And she gave me 12. Now, to the naked eye, that might seem like she just made a mistake or something like that. Guys, these people don't make mistakes. They deal with this kind of money all the fucking time. There is no reason why you should be getting shortchanged. So I immediately called her out on it. I was like, hey, you gave me 12. I'm supposed to be getting 14. And she was like, oh, okay, don't worry. I'm gonna give you. And she gave me 2 euros extra. And yeah. Guys, be careful. These people are not making mistakes. A lot of times you think it's a mistake. It is not a mistake. This sort of thing does not usually happen to people. Generally speaking, it does not happen. Like, it is not very likely, at least in the first world, like a place like America or Germany or France or Netherlands, it is not very likely that you're going to get shortchanged when you're buying things. However, if you are being gangstalked, if you are a target individual, this is going to happen to you a lot of times. Watch out for it, because ever since 2016, ever since I've been gangstalked, this shit has been happening to me repetitively. Guys, if you're a target individual, you're going to be targeted for this kind of stuff all the fucking time. So just watch out for it. Just giving you these examples to show you how you're supposed to deal with these things. Like, never let this kind of shit slide. Never let it slide. Never let these people get away with this kind of stuff, because they're basically trying to mock your intelligence. They're trying to make fun of your intelligence. They are trying to underestimate you. They think that you're stupid, and they think that they can get away with anything. They can't. If this happens to you, because that you're being gangstalked or because you're targeted, this sort of negative things happens to you, deal with it. Tell them, excuse me, but this is not the amount you're gonna give me more. You know what I mean? You are trying to cheat me from my money. Give me the money. Like, no fucking way, man. Just stand, put your foot on the ground and stand and be like, nah. Yeah, so this thing, like I said, it doesn't usually happen to people, especially if you live in the first world. But if you're being gang stalked, this kind of thing is going to happen to you a lot more than it happens to regular people. And you're just going to have to deal with it. So I've just given you two examples. Obviously, I'm pretty sure this happened to me many, many, many times. Ever since I got gang stalked, this has been happening to me quite a lot. And I assure you guys, it is not fun to deal with. So for any of you guys out there who are targeting individuals, like, be very, very careful. Like, you need a lot of situational awareness, what is called situational awareness. Like, you need to be very alert. You need to be awake. You need to know what is happening in the exchanges. You need to constantly be watching the people around you, how they're acting, how they're reacting, that kind of stuff. Like, you always need to know, like, have two eyes behind your back, sort of know what is actually going on in that situation. Like, even if you're just sitting by yourself in a cafe drinking coffee or something like that, you need to keep an eye on the people around you, like, see what they're doing and that kind of stuff. Like, obviously, if you're being gang stalked in the cafe or whatever, like, I don't recommend that you make a fuss about it. I don't recommend that you react to all this bullshit, but especially in a public setting. But definitely keep an eye on it. Like, be aware of what is happening. This is why situational awareness is very important. So, guys, this is just a short video to warn you guys about situational awareness. It can save you in many situations. It can really help you if you're awake, if you're alert, if you know what is actually happening. That can save you a million times over. So anyway, guys, there's not much more I can say about this. Just be alert. Whenever you're dealing with anybody, be alert. Be aware of what you are doing. Be aware of what the other person is doing. You know, I've seen some videos, for example, recently, like there is Michael Barden, for example. Michael Barden, if any one of you knows Michael Barden, he's been dealing with gang stalking for a very long time. And I love his videos because he challenges the people who are doing this over and over again. Like, for example, he was selling some stuff outside of his house, and some dude comes up and says, "Nah, you can't be doing this, man. I'm from the city, blah, blah, blah." And immediately he calls him out and he's like, "Excuse me, but according to this constitutional law number, blah, 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 you do not have the right to tell me not to sell things in my own house. So excuse me, but you're going to have to leave the premises right now, or I'm going to call the police on you, and this is going to get much bigger." So always, when you're dealing with these people, tell them what is true, tell them the truth, tell them what your rights are, know what your rights are, call them out on it, and then make a threat. Say, "I'm going to act on this. I'm going to call the police. I'm going to do this, this, and that. And if you don't fucking leave, I'm going to call the police, and you're going to get in trouble. And you're going to see what these cowards are going to do." And of course, the guy realizes his mistake, and he says, "Okay, you know what? I'm going to leave." And then, Michael Barden in that video starts counting from 10 to 0, and he's like, "You know what? You left, so very good." So shout out to you, by the way, Michael Barden. I've been following your videos for a very long time. Very useful, very good. I'm sorry to see all the trouble that you've been through, that you've moved from, like, I don't know, different places. Now you're in Virginia, and it's nice to see somebody fighting the fight. I know it's quite sad that, you've called the sheriff's department, you've called the FBI department, you've called, the police, you've called all sorts of fucking places, but you never get anywhere when it comes to gang stalking, and that's really sad. So shout out to you, man, and keep fighting the fight, man. Anyway, guys, I have nothing more to say about this. Hope you guys learned something new, and if you like my videos, please like, subscribe, and comment. See you guys in the next one.